Just roll with it! Hey guys, it's Amanda, and today I am doing my first vlog. Today I am going to a live taping of the new Disney Channel show, Just Roll With It. We don't know a ton about this show yet because it hasn't premiered, but we do know that the live audience gets a say in what happens, so this is going to be very interesting. Now, I've been to live tapings of Liv and Maddie, Girl Meets World, and Raven's Home, and those have all been super fun, but the live audience never really got to play a role in what happened. Save for, of course, World Meets Girl, which you can actually see me in for a little bit. So I'm really interested to see how this plays out. This is my first time going to this show. I've tried to go to a couple other tapings of this show, but I haven't been able to make it. But today I'm going to my first one, so we'll see what happens. Something I'm going to be doing in my vlogs is a little outfit of the day to get us started out. And by outfit, I basically just mean t-shirt. As you probably know from my welcome video, I have a lot of fandom-related t-shirts, and whenever I go to events, I try to dress appropriately. So today, I'm wearing a shirt from the first Radio Disney Music Awards that I went to, which was in 2016, because this is a Disney Channel event, and I don't have a shirt for this specific show. If I did, I would wear it, but the show hasn't premiered yet, so I don't have one, so this is what we're wearing. So I'm about to head off in a few minutes here, head up to LA. It's actually shot at the same studio that Girl Meets World was shot at, so I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of memories going back there for the first time in 2.5 years. I'm just going by myself. I'll probably be in line for some time, so we'll hang out while in line. Obviously I can't film once we get inside, but I'll film on the way in line and when I get back to tell you guys what it was like. So let's go! So I have arrived and I realized that I am at the wrong gate. I went to the gate where we used to enter for Girl Meets World, and I just checked my email and realized that this is not the gate we're entering at least not today. But as long as I was here, I just wanted to show you my old stomping grounds from Girl Meets World. But anyway, we're gonna go to the right gate now. So we are still trying to find the correct gate. This is a very big place, so it's a little confusing. On the email it said I was going to the Boylston gate. I went to the Boylston gate and they said that that's not where I'm supposed to go. So I think I'm going the right way now. We will find out. I think I'm getting closer, so that's good. I guess it's better to be walking than to be just sitting. So like I don't really mind. I've gotten lost like a lot of tapings that I've been to. My first Liv and Maddie taping, I accidentally like walked into the studio and like they had to tell me where to go and it was really weird. And then my first Girl Meets World taping, I went to the wrong studio. I got my ride to drop me off at Hollywood Center, even though it was at Los Angeles Center. So thankfully it wasn't too far away, but yeah, at least I'm getting my exercise and I'm on an adventure again rather than just sitting or standing. I'll probably be sitting/standing pretty soon, but I think we're making progress. I think I see the parking lot that they were telling me about, so we will have an update soon. Okay, we're finally in the right place. It's in a parking lot for some reason, which is not something they've done before, but I'm in line, so I found it, yay. So they moved us 2 more times, and now we're back where we started, yay. So we moved again, but now we're in the right place because they're actually like checking us in and stuff. I recognize some of the security people from Girl Meets World and Liv and Maddie, so yeah. All right, we are out. It is cold out. It's past 9 p.m. The taping started at 5. They let us in at like 4. And I'm just waiting on my ride, and then we're gonna block the light. Then we're gonna go home, and then I'll tell you about the taping. So see you in a bit. Alright, I am back, and now I can tell you a little bit more about the taping. Obviously, I can't tell you about like the plot of the episode and stuff because that has to wait until the episode is actually aired on TV, but I can tell you some things about my experience. First of all, I got a bag that says "Just Roll With It" on it. Pretty cool. At shows like Liv and Maddie and Raven's Home, they give us water bottles that have the logo for the show on it, but this time it was a bag because when they handed out snacks, they came in this little snack bag. There was no meet and greet for this show. The meet and greet process has been kind of changing as I've been going to newer shows. Like with Raven's Home, The first taping I went to, there was a meet and greet, and then it changed to like if you won the raffle, you got to go to the meet and greet, and then I think it changed to only VIPs got to go. I'm not really sure if there was one for VIPs. It looked like there might have been, but personally, I just had to leave. So there was no meet and greet, and we didn't get script covers as I have at some other shows. Sometimes we get them signed by the cast, like at Liv and Maddie, or like at more recent Raven's Home tapings, they would just give us a signed script cover. Even if you went to the meet and greet, that was just a picture and they would give you the signed script cover. For this, they didn't do any of that. It was just, we got the bag and that was about it. One thing I can say, because it is out there, is that Wendy Ferrone, who worked on Liv and Maddie, worked on tonight's episode, and it was really, really neat to see her work. I have had the chance to meet her before, and she is super, super sweet, and she was super sweet to the kids and everyone in the cast and crew, and even to the audience. She would be like, "You guys are doing great!" And she was just like such a cool person to watch working. It's hard for me to say how much I like a show when I've only seen one episode of it, so I'll definitely have to wait till I've seen a couple episodes of the show for me to form a solid opinion on it. I will say, however, that like the base plot of the show, outside of the fact that the live audience can get involved, is pretty simple, and the plot is out there, so I'm allowed to say that. There isn't a lot to it, but I think that's probably for the best, because you wouldn't want like a really complicated, convoluted plot and then add on to it the fact that the live audience is getting involved. That would be a little too complicated, so like I understand that. So I'll have to wait and see how I feel after seeing a couple more episodes, because it's kind of hard to say how you feel about a show, at least in my case, when you've only seen one episode. Now, as far as the whole concept of the audience getting to help choose what happens, I thought that was really cool. I mentioned earlier that I was at the taping of World Meets Girl, and I thought that was a super, super cool concept, cool experience. Leading up to that, I had been to several live tapings of a couple different shows, so to get to actually like participate actively was a really cool experience, and I love that now there's an entire show based around that. I just think that's super neat, and to get to be a part of it today was really, really cool. Now, I knew this going into the taping today because I've been to many tapings like this before, but it is important to know if you're going to go to a taping of this show or of other shows like this, it is kind of a full day commitment. This line didn't get nearly as long as the lines for like Liv and Maddie, Girl Meets World, or Raven's Home have, because those shows I went to, you know, once they kind of already had a following. And even Raven's Home I went to before it started airing, but like since it was a spin-off, it had a following and whatnot. So it didn't get super packed today, but even if the line is short, they do start checking you in pretty early. We were in the studio, like in our seats at about 4, and the taping didn't start till like 5. But if the line does get really long, they will turn people away. I've been turned away before, so it's pretty pertinent to get there early. And as I said a little earlier, the taping itself was about 4 hours long, so it's important to know what you're getting yourself into. It can be a really fun experience, but it is important to be aware of that if you can't stay that long, because I've been to tapings before where someone said, like, I have a flight to catch, I can't be here this long. So, like, it is really important to know. Like, when I went to my first taping, which was Liv and Maddie, and you have to have your phones off the whole time, so that's also important to know. My mom was starting to get really worried, because she was like, the show's a half hour long, it's been 3 hours and I haven't heard from her. So yeah, it's much more than a half hour long. And they do give you water and snacks, they do give you a chance to use the restroom, but again, you are in there for a pretty long period of time, you have to have your phones off and everything, so it's important to keep that in mind if you are interested in doing this. But really, I think if you're a big fan of Disney Channel, or if you're interested in television and film and how that world works, it's really an experience that you should have. The tickets are free, they're easy to get for this show, and for Raven's Home, they've been pretty easy to get. Just tvtickets.com. This is not an ad, I'm just throwing it out there, just because I've had so many fun experiences at these shows, and even though it can be a very long experience and sometimes it takes work to get in there, it still is a super fun experience, and it is free, which not everyone is aware of. So if you're in the area, or if you're visiting, if you live around here and this is something that may interest you, I highly recommend it. So I think that about does it. Perhaps I will make another video when the episode I saw airs, and I'll tell you a little bit more about, you know, my experience at it once I can talk about spoilers and whatever. But for now, that is all. There are definitely a lot of other tapings of the show coming up, and maybe I'll be going to another one. I'll just have to wait and see how my schedule works out. But anyway, that is it for now, so I'll see you guys later.